Alright, y'all, so I got something I want to share with y'all today with Justice real quick. So yesterday I got this question from somebody. He was hitting me up and he's like, yo man, he was asking me for advice on like how to start something that he was looking to pursue, right? And we talked about it a bit and something came to mind. Because I'm in the phase right now of starting something. I ain't gonna let y'all know what it is, obviously, but not yet. But it came to mind when this dude's starting something off and I'm starting something off, and I kind of thought, well, what is the one thing that people who are starting something off really need to hear? And it's a combination of a couple things, actually. So I was talking with the dude, and he's like, I get that common question. I don't know where to start. And I told the dude, you just got to start. See, here's you just got to do what you're doing. You just got to get on and you just got to start doing it. Start doing the fucking thing. Don't wait. I mean, what do you have to wait on? What do you have to wait on? Equipment? What do you have to wait on? Validation? What do you have to wait on? Permission? What do you have to wait on? Nothing. Go at your own fucking time. Which means right now. Sorry, that's bothering me. Right? It means kick it off right now. Okay? For example, when I started YouTube, I wasn't fucking, I knew that I wanted to, it was something I wanted to do, but it wasn't really on my mind. But I knew that, during NoFap, I was like, dude, you know what I should really do? I should start a fucking YouTube channel, right? Because when I started, I was learning from other dudes, and I was watching videos, and it helped me, So I was like, fuck, I want to give this back to the people. I was like, you know what? Once I'm at 90 days, I didn't procrastinate once I hit 90 days. And I was like, oh shit, should I wait? Oh, how do I even start this? I don't have a camera. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to take my phone. I'm going to film a video. And right now it's my most viewed video of all time on my channel. The point is, you just got to fucking go. So my advice to you, if you're starting something off, you need to combine. I'm going to give you the exact same formula I did for filmmaking. This will cut your learning curve down so fast. Because if you go on just doing an experience alone, it's going to take you a very long time if you're learning just through trial and error. And if you're learning and learning and learning and learning, but you're never doing, you are procrastinating, you are hindering yourself from the experience of the field, and you are hindering yourself from the application. Because you can learn all that shit, but if you don't have any field experience in knowing how to apply that, you're going to be fucked. I could learn about the 180-degree rule all fucking day. But if I haven't touched a camera and filmed a dialogue scene, I have no application. It has no value to me, right? So there has to be a combination of doing and going through trial and error and learning as you go along, right? The filmmaker I follow, D4 Darius, which you should totally fucking follow if you're into filmmaking and all that. He's got great stuff. So shout out to him. He said 50% of the time you should be learning, 50% of the time you should be doing. And I think that's perfect. I think what you need to do is you need to just start the fucking thing. Pick up the camera, hit the record, but, you need to take your, get on the field, get out there, and then start doing. Make your mistakes, and then, right, so just get out, just get it happening, and then start learning a few things as you're going, see? As you experience and as you're doing the thing, you're learning from mentors, right? You're learning from people on YouTube. You're learning from whoever is getting you the guide. You're learning from whatever books. You don't read the whole book and all the videos and get all the information and then you go out there because you have no application. You have no idea on how to use that application and you're procrastinating forever, because what's going to happen is when you get in that trap of, I need to learn this, you're going to start to almost hypercharge your mind with this constant thirst for the knowledge and never the thirst to do. So then you're just in a perpetual state of learning. Oh, I've never learned enough. So then you never actually do. So you waste time. My thought is this. Get the fucking thing started, start popping off, start doing your thing, and then as you learn, as you're doing it, start learning. That's when you look people up on YouTube. That's when you look up, okay, how to train chest. That's when you if you're working out, how to lose weight. If you're filmmaking, framing and composition, if you know how to fucking make good films, just start there. Start at the most basic things and you'll start to really get down the levels, right? Start off how to make a good fucking movie, right? Then you start to go down the layers and then you start to learn more and more. But as you're learning more and more, what do? Each time you learn something, what do? You go back to the field and you apply it. You learn what you need to learn, get a good bit of information, and then put it right into the field. So as you're doing the fucking thing, you need to be taking in knowledge, right? So there needs to be a time that you're sitting down and you're watching the videos and you're learning. You're reading the books, you're talking with your mentors, you're getting consultations. There needs to be the time for that, and then there needs to be the time that you go out and do the thing, right? I don't know if you've ever watched this video. It's a documentary, Learn Spanish in 30 Days. I fucking love this. I paid attention to it when I was going to learn Spanish, and I noticed something, right? He had 2 mentors, right? And he was learning every day, right? He was getting a mentor that was getting him to do the thing, and he had a mentor that was getting him to perfect it. It's a little different of a concept from what I'm talking about, but what I'm saying is that he's applying every day with somebody that he's speaking to, and he's also learning new things, right? They're giving him information. They're giving him, you know, the honing. They're giving him the tools, and then eventually at a certain point, they throw him out into the fucking... They throw him out into society, and then he's got to go and talk to somebody, right? You know, he went up to this one guy at a cafe. I think it was like day 14, right? He goes up, he has a conversation with the guy, la da 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 da, right? So it was a combination of learning, getting the tools, and applying them every day. So, and eventually he'd even take that applying further, right? So he was constantly expanding on both. He was learning. He was doing it, but he was also learning at the same time. So while he was while he was communicating, while he was speaking Spanish, he was learning in order to expand that even more while he was doing it. He didn't just talk Spanish the whole time and then trial and error. And he didn't just sit there and then read books and, you know, he didn't watch videos on how to speak Spanish and all that. He had somebody teach him how, and then he did it while he was learning how. You see what I mean? That's the point that I want you guys to get. If you're starting something off, do it, right? Get it popping off. And then as you're doing it, 50% of the time while you're doing stuff, another 50 should be dedicated to learning it, to digesting information, to taking in information, and learning, right? Learning from the mentors and all that, like I said, learning 50% of the time, right? So it's basically as you're taking steps, every time you're taking the steps, you're acquiring information, and then you're learning to apply it in the field. And then when you hit a step back in the field, boom, you stumped, right? You might have to figure something out, okay? So now trial and error. Now you've learned, and then you learn from your mistake, you keep going, right? Trial and error is going to be inevitable. That is going to happen. You know, there's no amount of learning and perfection to this formula that will stop you from trial and error. You will fail, you will fuck up, you will fall. But if you want to cut that learning, you know, but the important thing is that you get started and you do that. Fuck failure. Like, that's what's going to make you better. Okay? So, yeah, I've seen some of the greatest filmmakers have some shitty short films. Like Oscar-winning directors have shitty short films. Why? They learn from it. You know, so the point is, go out and start doing the thing today. Or just set a day that you're going to do it. You know, November 1st, I'm going to start doing this thing, and I'm going to keep doing it for the rest of my life or whatever, right? And then go balls to the wall with it. And while you're going balls to the wall with that, you know, you're well, really not even balls to the wall, but being consistent with that, and then also being consistent with learning things. All right, constantly exposing yourself to, like, recently what I've been really exploring is visual storytelling. Right, like I know how to work a camera, I know the rules, I know a lot of that stuff, and sometimes I go back and I refresh myself because it's important. You know, you don't want to forget things like that. You want to make sure that you always want to be working with the basics. But, you know, now that I'm kind of getting to a more complex level of filmmaking, Still really, really, really basic, but I'm able to start introducing myself to those ideas. So I'm introducing myself to like visual subtext, visual storytelling, film grammar, stuff like that. Now I'm really getting invested in that. Whereas I would never tell somebody who's just starting off in filmmaking, you know, the whole storytelling element behind taking a photo, because I just want him to learn how to take a photo and learn to work with the rules. We'll introduce the subtext and all that later. But right now, I just need you to know how to use the camera and how to have fun with it, right? That's the point. Get out there, start doing the thing, and then you'll learn as you go along through the mentors, through trial and error, through the videos, and through the books, all right? Hopefully that really helped a lot of y'all out. And, yeah, talk to y'all next time.